Hello, everybody. Can you guys hear me? What's up? Can you hear me, Ethan?
Yeah,
Okay. Okay, great.
having audio problems?
No. I didn't hear anything.
Okay.
Good evening, Professor.
Hey, how are you? Okay, give me 1 second. How you doing, Rosario? How's everything?
Everything's good. Thank you. How are you?
I'm all right. Hang in there. Just want to see something. Hold on, give me 1 second. Okay. Um, all right, we're starting in a couple of minutes. I want everybody in. I want a couple of more people. Just wait a couple of minutes.
Professor, we're gonna be needing our calculators today.
Say that one more time.
Are we gonna be needing our calculators today?
100%.
Oh no.
We're going to go over the quiz. The whole
Oh,
class is about the quiz today.
okay. Because actually, I left it at home. This is my first time working. I mean, being in class while I work, so
Are
totally
you
fine.
working now?
No, I just finished my last session with my students, so uh, totally slipped my mind to bring my calculator today. I forgot I had to work late today.
Well, you know what? It's recorded, so you go over it.
Okay.
All right. Let me start. Um, I'm looking at the quiz, and there are a lot of problems. A lot of issues going on, and this is exactly the point I was making. I don't, I'm not. Let me just go straight into it. Listen, uh, we're going to spend this class working on this quiz, and that's it, right? Before I move on, because I got to make sure that everybody's comfortable. And like, as I said before, even if we try to like do it over and over and over again, I want to make sure that you understand the concept, right? So let me not I don't want to sound like I'm lecturing because I hate that when people do it to me. So I just want to make sure that everybody understands what we're trying to learn here. Okay, so let me continue. Okay, so this right here, right? This is saying, it says, suppose you have a 10-year $1,000 bond with an 8.6 coupon rate and a semi-annual coupons, right? Is trading at for 1,035.15. Now, when they say that, when you see a semi-annual, right away, you know that this happens twice a year. And if it's 10 years, you know that it's 20, right? Now, when they give you the coupon rate, and they give you the future value, right, which is 1,000, and the present value. Now, when they go on the same line, remember I said one of them has to be negative, which is the 1,035.15. This is what you're paying for the bond. This is what you're actually paying. So here you're going to chop we're trying to find the bond yield to maturity, which is the IY. Okay? So what we're going to say is N equals 20. Right? Please do it as I'm talking, and write it down, because that's what you're going to see on the test, especially this question, right? N equals 20. Now we're solving for IY. So we leave IY alone. And it's asking us, what is the bond's yield to maturity expressed as an annual percentage rate with semi-annual compounding? So what it's saying is, once we get our answer, it's going to give us the answer for the semi-annual. If we need to find out what the annual is, we have to multiply that answer times 2. Okay, let me repeat that. It's going to give us the semi-annual because we're doing it as semi-annual. We're doing everything except for the price and the bond that we cut in half, right? And then we multiply whatever answer we get for IY times 2. So the way we do this is we say N equals 20. We leave IY alone. Okay, payment. That's the coupon rate. We know that if we know the coupon rate, we know the coupon payment, right? So we know that the coupon rate is 8.6, right? 8.6 of $1,000 we know is $86. Half of that we know is 43 because we're doing it semi-annually, right? So let's go back again. N equals 20. We're solving for IY. We leave IY alone. Payment is 43. Now we're buying this bond. So the price of the bond is the present value. So that's going to be negative 1,035.15. That's what we're buying it for, right? Then we know that two things, as I said before, that never changes on a bond are the coupon payments and the future value or the face value of the bond. So the face value, future value is 1,000. And then we compute for IY. The number that we got for IY, we times it by 2. And then we round it to 2 decimal places, and you should have gotten 8.08. That's how you do this. If you have any questions, let me tell you something. The only embarrassment that you should have is not asking me. If you don't get it, say it. Say it. Say, I don't get it. And we'll go over it again. Okay, now the second part. This is saying to calculate the new price for the bond, right? How do we do that? So now we know they're giving us everything. Now, please turn off the mic. They're giving us everything except for the price, except for the present value. So we do the same thing again, but we cut everything in half, right? So as far as like the coupon payment and the interest payment, right? So we're going to say N equals 20, half of 97, which will be 4 point, I'll tell you, I want to make sure I get this right, right? Just so that we get this right. 4.85, that's going to be your IY. 4.85, right? And your coupon payment, your payment is going to be $43 because this is half of this, right? Your future value never changes. It's going to be $1,000. And then you compute for present value. And you should come out to 930.58. Right? Ladies and gentlemen, when you're doing this right here, if it's suppose a 10-year is semi-annual, right away, that should tell you N is 20. Now I want N to reflect my IY and my 8.6. So I know this is going to be half in the payment. I don't know what the IY is. That's what I'm calculating for. And I know when I get it, I have to double it because it's asking me with semi-annual compounding. Compound means on top. On top. So whatever answer I get, I have to double it. Right? What's on top of that? So on top of that is twice what answer I get. 808, so it's 4.04 times 2. Here, right here, they're giving me the APR, right? The IY, right? Now I have to divide that by 2, which is 4.85, right? I have to divide this by 2. All it's telling me is that this is the only thing that changes, that changed. This is it. So this gets divided by 2, this gets divided by 2, this stays the same, and then I compute for it, and I come out to 930.58. Okay? It makes me not happy, right? When you don't question me and don't ask me if you don't understand. Say, I don't understand. There isn't anything wrong with that. If you don't get it, say it. That's why I'm here. Okay, so let's continue. Okay, so now here's another one, right? Now, what we're trying to set, right, what we're trying to figure out is it's saying what you need to set the coupon rate as. Let me explain what that means, right? A lot of times, firms issue bonds all the time. They issue bonds all the time, right? And they don't like people to come in and start cashing them in. for the new ones. They want you to keep what you've had. So if we set this coupon rate at this price, right? We set this coupon rate, it's going to give us exactly what we need to do, where this rate and this right here are the same. They're indifferent. It's like somebody saying to you, you just bought a coat from Macy's and it was $100 today. Next week, you saw that it was 50% off. However, the price was $200 at 50% off. So it's still $100. You're not going to return that coat because it's the same price. It's the same coupon rate. When we set this coupon rate at this, right, it's the same because it's going to lower the price. So this makes up for it. That's all it's doing. So now what you're going to be doing, right, you see it says 6 months. So I know right off the bat that N is equal 20, right? So your company currently has a $1,000 par, 7% coupon bonds with 10 years to maturity at a price of 10, and you want to issue new 10-year coupon at par. What coupon rate you need to set it? Assume that both bonds, the next coupon is due in exactly 6 months. See, they're slick. They leave the 6 months till the end. That's why you have to read the whole problem. So right away, I know N is equal to 20, right? N is equal to 20. IY is what I'm solving for. I know whatever answer I get for IY, I got to double it, right? Coupon payment is equal to $35, right? Present value is negative 1,083. Future values 1,000. And then compute for IY and then times it by 2, right? So half of 5.89, 5.89 divided by 2. So it should be 2.945 is the answer you get. And then you double it, right? Whenever I see this, they're trying to get slick. And the question too is, if you're working for a firm, right? You're working for a firm, they're assuming that you're reading what you're doing. You're not doing this by routine. So that way you understand what you're doing. Now we know the lower the bond, the lower the rate, right? This coupon rate and this coupon rate. So we know that the bond price is going to be lower, right? But the coupon payment is going to be, so there's an inverse relationship. So the price is going to be lower or probably even higher, depends, right? But whatever it is, it makes you indifferent. It makes you indifferent. Just like I said, the coat was $100 today. Next week, they up the price to $200, and it's 50% off. So it's still $100. You're not going to turn that coat in because there's nothing to argue about. What is there to argue about? It's the same price. So the same thing is going to go here, right? I believe that the price of this is going to be going down, right? So that's how that works. That's how that works, right? And that happens all the time. Those guys don't want you cashing in their bond that they just sold you 6 months ago or a year ago to get new ones, right? So you're going to be indifferent. You might purchase this. Okay. So here, all we're doing is that we are calculating for IY. We're calculating for IY, which is the interest rate, right? That's what we're calculating for. These are zero coupon. You buy it at a discount, right? You buy it at a discount, meaning you buy it, this was the face value. So all of these are lower than this. So we know from that gimme question, right, that I gave you and you guys are supposed to know, that means that all of these are discounted because they're below the face value. That's what that means, right? We bought all of this are discounted. And if you notice, the further out you go, the higher the interest rate. It has to be that way because most of the time, and if it's going the opposite way, I wouldn't want to invest in it, right? Because most of the time, why are you going to have the opportunity cost to let somebody hold on to your money, right, for that long is because they're paying you for use of funds that if you had invested in something else, cost of capital, coming back again, it'll be the same. So that's why you're okay with them holding on to your money for 5 years. Now, if this was really real life, this would be like maybe 967,000 or 9.6 million or even 96 million for that matter. So now this is what this bond is going to be worth in 1 year at this price. So what you need to do is calculate the IY, right? And remember, if we have both the price and the future value, what I'm paying for it is negative because I'm out the money. So N equals 1. I'm solving for IY. I don't touch IY, right? Payment is 0 because it's 0 coupon. So there are no payments here, right? Future value, right? Future price, what I'm going to be getting is $100. What I'm paying for it is negative 96.71. I'm out this money. And then I compute for IY. And I should come out to 340, 3.40. Right? I do the same thing again. N equals 2. Right? I'm solving for IY. Payment is 0. Present value is negative 92.35. Future value is $100. And then I compute for IY. And you round it to 2 decimal places. Right? Same thing here again. N equals 3. Right? I'm solving for IY. Payment is 0. Right? Present value is negative 87.80. Future value is 100. And then compute for IY. Same thing again. N equals 4. I'm doing all of them. N equals 4. We leave IY alone. Payment is 0. Right? Payment is 0. Present value is negative 82.95. Future value is 100. And we compute for IY. Last one. N is 5. We're computing for IY. Payment is 0. Present value is negative 77.89. Future value is 100. And then compute for IY. Now, if you notice, the yield curve is going up. It started at 3.40, which is right around here, right? And it's going up. So we're going to say that it's an upward sloping. Now, keep in mind, this is ideal that Pearson that you're dealing with. Okay? So this doesn't necessarily always go this way. It's not always upward sloping. The way that you know is the way the interest rates are going. Not by routine, you think it's going to be up. If you do this and you see the numbers are going lower and lower, it's a downward slope. If you see the numbers are going up, it's an upward slope, right? The yield curve, the return curve, right? This is it right here. Yes.
Actually, in this case, I think it's always going up because I've done this question like 10 times at this point. Never.
Don't believe that. Don't believe that. If you know the system, then you don't know Pearson. If you said what you just said, you don't know Pearson. Okay? I've seen people get caught up in a lot of things with the exchange rate, with the credit card thing, with the parents borrowing from a credit card. I see people get tripped up all the time. The rebate, all the time. Okay. So here, suppose a 5-year $1,000 bond with annual coupon has a price of 899.36 and a yield to maturity of 5.5. What is the bond coupon rate? Okay, so here, everything, it says annual. So right off the bat, and 5 years. So I know N equals 5, right? IY equals 5.5, right? I'm solving for payment. I'm solving for payment now. Because if I know the coupon rate, I know the payment amount. Okay? And I'm solving for payment. So I leave payment alone, right? Present value is 899.36 negative. Negative. And future values 1,000. And I compute for payment. And now I believe the formula calls for divided by 1,000. And you should come out, the price would be like 31.43. Is that the right price? Anybody did this? Hello?
I think it is.
I got that too.
Okay. All right. So that's how you do this one. Okay. So this one is we add, this one is we assuming that it's $1,000, right? We know it's 1,000. I told you that's the rate that they use, right? So in this one, we're going to say, what is it, 5 years? So N equals 5, right? You add this, the rate, the annual coupon rate for the Treasury plus the basis point. So the IY is 2.85. Payment is $60, right? Payment is $60. Future value is 1,000, and then compute for present value. You should come out to this. Now, let me explain something. The reason why they use the Treasury, right, and people want to go elsewhere, Treasury's rating is AAA, which is the best you can get. This one's A. So the spread between your bond, the one that you have a debt of 85 basis point, right, and this rate, you add them together. Because what happens is this. If you're getting 2%, if you're giving 2% and the Treasury is giving 2%, why would they come to you? Why would they even bother? Why would they even bother coming to you? They just go right to the Treasury. That's even safer, right? This is dealing with the American government. I mean, how you can't go wrong there. They've never defaulted on a loan, never, to any country or anybody, the American government. They always find a way of paying you back. So why would I want to come? Why, if you're giving 2%, they doing the same. So what I need to do is give a little more, right? So I give 0.85 basis points, right? And that's how, right? 100 basis point equals to 1%. So that's why this, you add to this, so that way it becomes attractive. It becomes attractive, and people will say, you know what? I'm going to buy this this A rating bond because it's paying a little more. Now, this is $1,000, right? If this was $100 million, this would have made a big difference. God forbid if it was 80 billion. I mean, $100 billion bond, and it had 85 basis points on there, right? You're talking about a significant amount of money, right? And that's how it works in the real world. These things, that's how it works, right? You're getting a higher return because you want to make it attractive. And at the same time, there's more risk with you. Right? Even though your credit rating is A, but there's still risk, right? Because anything can happen. Right? Anytime you hear that word investment, anytime you hear that word, you could lose everything. Okay? Always remember that. Anytime you see that word investment, you could lose everything. So you have nothing left. Okay. So here it's saying the price per 100 face value of a 4-year zero coupon risk, right? So now we calculate for the present value and using the 4-year rate, right? So this is zero coupon. There aren't any coupon, right? We're buying it. We're trying to calculate the price, right? So we're going to say IY equals 5.96, N equals 4, right? Future value is 100, and then compute for present value. And you get 79.33. Okay, so here's another one. It says, suppose that General Motors Acceptance Corporation issue a bond with 10 years until maturity, a face value of 1,000 and a coupon rate of 7.5 annual payments. The yield to maturity and when this bond was issued was 6.2. What was the price of the bond when it was issued? So N is 10, right? I'm solving for IY. No, excuse me. I'm sorry. Correction. N is 10, right? IY is 6.2. Payment is $75, right? Future value is 1,000, and then compute for present value. And you should come out to 1,094.78. This was the confusing part for a lot of people. This and this. That was throwing off everybody. Right? And when we hear 6 months, when we hear annual, all those things were throwing everybody off, from what I can see. I'm trying to figure out why so many people got this answer wrong. Can you turn off the mic, please? Right? This is saying that suppose a 7-year $1,000 bond with 7.5 coupon rate and semi-annual coupon is trading in yield at 6.53. Is this bond trading at par premium? Right? So we know just from looking at it, because the yield to maturity is less than the coupon rate, right? The bond is trading at a premium. I didn't want to give that up last time. And then if the yield to maturity and bond rises to 7.14 APR, what was the price of the bond, right? So all we have to do now is when we do our calculation, we're going to change this, right? We're going to change this to 7.14, right? So we're going to say N equals 7, IY equals 7.14. Wait a minute. Now look at this, semi-annual. N equals 14. Correction. N equals 14. Right? N equals 14. IY is half of this, right? 714. Just want to make sure so I don't make a mistake. $3.57 is IY, right? And coupon payment, half of 75 is 37.50, right? And no, I'm sorry, half of 75, yeah, 37.50, right? And then the future value is 1,000, and then we compute for present value. And we should come out to 1,019.56.
So can you please explain this again?
Yeah. Whenever because yield to maturity is less than the coupon rate, right? Then that means that the bond is trading if this is less than this, right? Then the price of the bond is going to be higher. Remember, interest rates work in opposite directions. There's an inverse relationship. But that's not the issue here. The issue is we know that we're going to calculate because the yield to maturity is less than the coupon rate, the bond is trading at premium, right? I told you about what premium is, right? Selling above this amount, this par amount, right? So now this is saying, suppose a 7-year semi-annual. So that means 2 times each year for 7 years. So N equals 14, right? And then we have the coupon payment is going to be, the payment is going to be $37.50, which is half of this. The IY is going to be 3.57, which is half of this. The future value that never changes is going to be 1,000. And then we compute for present value. And we should come out to this. Now, a word to the wise. Know this one because you're going to see this again. Okay, so in this situation, your company wants to raise 7.5 million by issuing a 25-year zero coupon bonds. If the yield to maturity on the bonds would be 6% annual APR, compounded APR, what total face value amount of the bond must you issue? Right? So think of it this way. Somebody is going to lend you 7.5 million. Somebody's going to lend you 7.5 million for 25 years, and they're going to give you 6% interest on that for 25 years. So what your job is to calculate how much 7.5 million is going to be worth 25 years from now at 6%. And that's what I'm going to make the bond face value for, right? That's what I'm going to make the face value for, right? This is the discount right here, 7.5, and this is going to be the face value. Oh, 1 second. Right? So now I'm going to say N equals 25, IY equals 6, zero coupon. There are no payments here. Right? Present value. You could put negative 7.5 million if you want. And then compute for future value. And then that's it. You get your number. Now, as I explained to you before, I have this bond Let's say I'm Goldman Sachs. I have this bond. I bought it in 2020. In 2022, I have it for 23 years. I have it for 2 years. Now I need to calculate. The present value now because I want to sell it of what it's worth after 23 years. And that's what I'm going to sell it for. So if you do the present value, right, 23 years of this amount, it's going to be higher than this. So that's what I'm going to be selling it for. And so on, and so on, and so on, and so on. Somebody has it for 2, it might end up back with me again. Right? Because a lot of times this is a lot of money. And God forbid interest rates has gone up. God forbid interest rates has gone up. I'm losing out. So I want to get rid of it so I can get my money and invest and get more for my money. Now, if interest rates went down, that's different. I'm winning. But interest rates go up, I'm losing. Look at the logic behind it. Then you understand why they're trading it. This right here, this question, right, should be your guide to understanding, excuse me, this should be your guide to understanding the 6 months issue, theory, making payments every 6 months, right? If it's 30 payments to each year, we know that the years on this bond is 15. If it was 80, right, we know it's 40. And so on. 100 would be 50, so on, right? This number, right, for 6 months, 30 years, we know it's half. We're going to count it to 1. And each one represents 2. So that's why it's 15. Right? That's why it's 15 years. Each 2 of these makes a year. So if there's 30 of them, right, we're going to take half of it, and it's going to be 15. Now, the way we calculate the what is that? The coupon rate, I believe we say 2 times 2062 divided by 1,000. I believe that's how we do it, right? And then we come out, we move the decimal places 2 places, and we come out to 4.12. Now, we know, and I said this, I'll say this a million times. These things right here, this and this, never changes. Never, ever, ever changes. Okay, now, this is the point I was trying to make before about credit spreads, right? And how we make them, how the spread, right, allow us to make our trade. And we use the treasury as our guide, right? So in this one, it says, what is the price expressed as a percentage? Make it as $100, right? What is the price expressed as a percentage of the face value of a 1-year zero coupon AAA rating, right? So it says right here, what is the price expressed, right? The bond price. So I know, hold on 1 second. Here it is right here, right? So for the AAA, right, we know it's 3.5. So IY, I'm sorry, N equals 1, okay? And then what is the express percentage zero AAA? So IY equals 3.15, right? Future value is 100, and then compute for present value around to 3 places. And that's going to give me this. Now, it says to me, the second question is, what is the credit spread on AAA rated corporate bonds, right? So it's going to be 315 versus minus 306. So that's going to be 0.09. And then B rated, 490 minus this right here, this 315, it's going to be 1.84, right? The credit spread, right? So the question we had beforehand when I was telling you about the spread, right? This treasury that was 2% over there, and these are the other bonds, and then we compare them. We would like to pay a little bit more than the treasury, because this right here, consider it the almighty. And this is what we pay, AAA, triple B, and B, right? We want it to be a little higher than this because we want to get investors to come to us, right? So that's why we're offering a little bit higher on the spread. Because if we offered the same thing, we wouldn't be in business. What would they come to us for? They can go right here to the treasury and get it. Right? The credit spread increases as the bond rating falls because lower rated bonds are riskier, period. That's the reason why you get a few guys that start a business and they're not that well versed in the business, but they want to borrow money. But they have a great idea, but it's risky. So these, the bond ratings, right? People with the bond ratings, they're going to rate them 490 or even higher as junk, right? But some people are going to go into it because you never know. You never know. High risk, high yield. High risk, high returns, right? The guys who gave Jeff Bezos, 20 guys gave him 50,000 each when the business first started. Now that 50 grand, he would have definitely been labeled as high risk because he's not, he's just starting out. Well, guess what? That 50 grand now is worth $8 billion. Right? So that's what that means. So that's, now you understand the other question. Hold on, let me go back. Wait a minute. Hold on. Now you get this, right? It says right here, you see the new 5 Treasury note is being issued at par with annual coupon of 2%. So now you understand why they bought the 85. Now you get it. Now, this was a gimme question. It says, as the market interest rate rise, the bond price will decrease. I told you once, and I tell you again and again and again, there is an inverse relationship between interest rate and price of the bond. When the interest rate is high, the bond price is low. When the bond price is high, the interest rate is low. And that's how it works. You can't have it both ways. You can't have it both ways. I was waiting. Okay. Yes.
Professor, question number 8B. I'm not able to come up with the correct answer.
Hold on. This one right here?
Yes.
So let's do it together. So N equals what?
7.
No. 14. That's your first mistake. What does it say here?
Oh, semi-annual.
Right. Okay. So now do it.
I'm sorry, Professor, still not.
Okay, let's do it together. N equals 14.
Okay.
IY equals 714 divided by 2. 7.14 divided by 2.
Yeah, that's 3.57.
Okay. And coupon is $41. Payment is 41
How we come up with that?
because half of 82 is 41. Future value is 1,000 and then compute for present value.
Thanks so much, Professor. I got it now.
Okay, good. All right. So in this case right here, class, the thing that was throwing everybody off, and it caught me a little bit too by surprise, I had to like regroup, is because it says semi-annual. Semi-annual. So 7 becomes 14. 10 will become 20. 15 will be 30. 20 will be 40. 25 will be 50, and so on. When I'm making my calculations, I have to divide. I know that 8.2% of $1,000 is $82, and then half of that is $41, right? My yield to maturity is 714, so I know that's 357. half of it, right? Because it's telling me do my calculation, but use this now as my new APR, right? This is APR, semi-annual compounding, but I don't use this. This is what it's just telling me what happens on a yearly basis. So I need to just use half of that to come up with my price. Once I do that, then now I can come up with the correct price now, right? So N will be 14, IY will be 3.57, coupon payment or payment is going to be $41, future value is going to be 1,000, and then I compute for present value. And then I'm going to come up with that price.
Professor, how about A? Like when we need to calculate, right? Before we come up with the option.
What did you say?
How about part A? We have to do the calculation, right?
No, we don't. Because what it's telling you, because the yield to maturity is less than the coupon rate. The yield to maturity is less than the coupon rate. So we know that the bond is going to be trading at a premium, right? If the interest rate is high, what happens? If the interest rate is low, what happens to the price of the bond?
It will be higher.
Than this, right? That's what it's telling you. The coupon rate is higher, right? Then the yield to maturity, you know it's going to be trading. If this was the reverse, right? This coupon rate, this was higher than this, you know that it'll be trading at a higher or lower. If the coupon rate, if the interest rate is high, what happens to the price of the bond?
It will be less.
Exactly. It'll be at discount. It'll be at a discount. It'll be at a discount. One of the things that was confusing to me when I first started working with bonds, right, was with discount rates and all that. Once I started noticing that when interest rates were very high, the bond prices were low. When interest rates were low, the bond prices were high. People who are selling these things aren't stupid. They're not stupid, right? If you're going to get a high interest rate, I can't give it to you at a high, and also the buyer, you're not going to buy it at a higher price, right? You're not going to do that, right? You're going to wait. So the same thing goes for the seller. Same thing. He's not going to give it to you at that he's not going to give you a low price when interest rates are low at the same. He's not going to do that. He's going to charge you a higher price. Right? Any questions, anybody, please, on any of these? Let me see something. So far, it changes. I want to ask the class something. The questions that we had, which one gave the most problem?
The ones that have several parts, like several steps to go through, like for me personally.
Yeah, same with Alexis. The ones that were in the homework, I just didn't get. So
Yeah, me too.
Okay.
I mean,
So,
that one,
Go ahead, Ethan.
no, that one with the credit spread, I think it was just me remembering from what was in class. I know you taught it, I just didn't remember it all. And just seeing how easy
Alexis,
it was
what
just
did
made
you
me
say?
so mad.
Hold on. What did you say, Alexis? Can I see that again? Hold on. Which one? Okay. Tell me when to stop, because I want to make sure that. Hold on 1 second. Okay. Which one with the? Oh, I get it. Which one are you talking about? Tell me when to stop. Just I'll hear you click.
We can't see the screen.
Okay, hold on. Okay, hold on. All right, so tell me when to stop.
That one.
That one? Okay. 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 So listen to this. And on your exam, they're about maybe there will be about 4 or 5 questions from that quiz on the test, maybe 5. All right? But we're going to go over them again and again and again and again till we all get it.
I have a request, Professor.
What's your request?
Can you please give 20 questions in the finals, please?
I can't do that. I'm going to tell you why. Because a lot of people who did not do well on the midterm, I'm not going to give hard questions on the midterm questions. They're going to be it'll be a little challenging. So that way they can make up for it. All right. Plus you're going to have 2 hours, unlike before. Not 90 minutes, an extra half hour. Okay? So,
Yeah, Professor. Thank you.
doing good, man. What are you worried about? Okay. All right. Absolutely. All right. See you guys on. There's no quiz. We didn't go over the other stuff. There's no homework. We're a little bit ahead. So we'll Tuesday we'll start with chapter 7. All right. See you guys
Take care. Have a nice day.
on Tuesday. Take care. Bye bye.
Professor, what's the best email to reach you?
Queens College.
The Queen's College? Okay. Because I have a few,
Have
I
a good day,
have 2
Professor.
right, but it was wrong on the quiz. So I'm going to send you a picture.
Hold on. Don't go. I'll look at it now. Because the mail, well, I still have, it's on your site?
Yes.
Okay, hold on. Okay, so. All right, so let's look at this together.
Like
Hold on
the
1
first
second.
one is marked wrong.
Hold on. Well, let's look at it. Okay, you can see your grade, right? This is you right here.
Yes.
Okay, so you're saying what? This is saying you answered 11. Look what you did. Look at it real closely. Look what you did. I can see it right off the bat what you did.
Oh, the decimal.
Yeah, you put a comma.
Darn it. I'm like, why? Okay.
All right. What else? There's anything else? That was it?
Let's see.
Let's see what
Another one. Number,
Let's see what you did here.
because number
You
10.
answered 4.8 instead of 4.78. And you put a comma. You did the same thing again.
Which is, oh no.
You put a
Question
comma
3.
instead of a, yeah, look, I didn't write it. You did.
That's horrible.
I know. Tell me about it. All right, let's go to the next one. Let's see.
This one's which one? Number 4 of 12?
Here, 2.8 and 2.8.
Oh, you know why?
You didn't
I
double
have
it.
it right on my paper. I didn't double it.
You
I
didn't
doubled
double
it
it.
on my paper and I was doing it quickly. I didn't put it there.
You didn't double it. And it gave you tolerance of 5. So that's 1, 2, 3 you got right. And here, no, that should be the other way around. Let's see what you did here. You know what you did? You did 7-year instead of semi-annual. That's probably why you came up with that. You didn't do 14.
Correct.
And then let's see what else.
And that one,
You, I don't know what you
I know
did.
what I did there.
What did you do?
If I send you a picture, I was practicing on one side, a previous one, and then I did the correct one, but I put in the wrong answer there. So that's all on me.
All right, so let's
You're
see.
like, wait, it's right. Why is that wrong?
No, it is wrong.
Yeah. No, it is wrong. It is wrong. I mean, I have it correct, but I put in the wrong answer there. So yes.
All right, so
Darn it,
this
I
is
thought I was gonna get a picture.
this is why we got to practice and be careful with your comment. I had someone in the class, they put a percentage here. They had the right answer. They put a percentage here.
I have a question though. Since I'm working on an incomplete to complete, and my grade went down significantly from my midterm. Like I was doing well until then, and then it went down. So now I'm in the, I think it's a 64. I don't know. I don't have it open right now. What happens with that? If I don't see my score going up, do I withdraw or
No,
you assign a
no,
grade or
yeah.
what happens?
Listen to me. Stay in the class. Just stay in the class. All right, and do your best. All right, I want to see improvements. Just stay in the class because I see you trying. Okay?
Yes.
So stay in the class and take your final, take your time, because these mistakes, this is carelessness that's doing this. This is, you're not, you got to focus on what you're doing. I don't mean to come down. I make mistakes myself, so I'm not going to sound like I'm holier than thou. Okay? But
Yeah.
just stay in the class, stay focused. Okay?
Yes, I started drinking the ginkgo biloba. Like,
You ready?
they say for memory, the ginkgo biloba
No. Oh, well, I
natural
don't know.
vitamins or whatever. I'm like, oh my God, maybe I should start taking that.
I don't know. But anyway, stay in the class and stay focused, okay?
Yes, thank you.
All right, you have a great night.
You
Take care.
too, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Um,